everyone, and welcome. You're listening to DTSE Talks, the place to be to learn more and explore the life in Magenta. You wonder what's going on in the company? Where do we excel and what's our lessons learned? Join me as I delve into the life in DTSE and interview employees as well as guests to answer all your questions. I'm your host, Umayma Buswab, and this is the DTSErs series where we focus on the people of our DTSE locations and put them in the spotlight one at a time. For today's episode, we are traveling to Bucharest, Romania, where we meet with our amazing colleague Alexandra Livia Nicola, one of the most engaged leaders in the location. She's here with a strong team spirit to put a new perspective on reporting and digitalization within the company. So without further ado, let's get started. Our guest today is Alexandra Livia Nicola. She is the head of Plan to Execute in Bucharest, Romania, with an experience that varies from operational platform management, business process to people management. She's got a newfound passion about neuroscience and transformation process, and her motto is to keep trying until you make it. Hi, Livia. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Hi, thank you for inviting me also.
Thank you. So let's kick off with learning a little bit about your story and your background and how you ended up in the wonderful world of reporting.
Great. So, my start in reporting, I had it, I think, 10 years ago. But actually, when I started working on HP, but also in Ericsson telecommunications, so it's not my first experience on reporting in telecommunication industry. But in general, in terms of platform, this is always what I had in terms of background and in terms of experiences and playing with the platforms. So I started 10 years ago, but with reporting, let's say, I've started recently. When I say recently, I mean 7 years ago.
Very recent.
Yeah, very recent. Yeah, in general, previously I've worked in terms of asset management world.
Uh-huh. And was it also part of your education background? Did you study in this field, or was there a different background you had and then you switched to this reporting world?
Somehow they are connected. My entire education world, it was based on economics. From high school, university, master, and everything is based on economics. I think what it was natural is, for example, I like to study a lot the economics KPIs of a company, which usually I learn how to calculate them and derive them. And honestly, this is the scope of Plan to Execute. Actually, they are the KPIs, if they are financial or non-financial for the DTSE.
Mm-hmm. So is that what interested you in this position, or what actually interested you in taking this position in Bucharest?
Actually, when I started, I was not aware about all these details, which it was good because it was a good surprise. But what triggered me is actually the requirement of the position. It was challenging to create a team from scratch, or the team was already created, but the scope was to grow the team and to involve them and create a learning journey for them in terms of reporting. They already had the backgrounds and they already had the support of our German community. And really, I liked the idea on working in more closely collaboration with the international colleagues, which in my previous companies, there were some bridges because they were more limited, the interactions, and not in terms of personal interaction and collaboration, but also in terms of platforms and doing business more closely with the customer.
So it's basically the people aspect that's triggered this interest for you in this position.
Yeah, the people aspect, because somehow, even if they are customers, if they are people from your team, partners, they are all people. And this was actually triggered me. And I from the beginning, I was feeling that there are lots of opportunities and I can do a lot for the team.
That's super cool to have that, right? In a position when you start and you see that there are challenges that you can improve also in your development and your career development.
Yeah, and it's nice when you feel it's still valid after 5 years.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
It's not so common, right? After a few years, maybe sometimes it happens that you start looking for other challenges. But if a position keeps giving you challenges over challenge, that's a good sign, right?
Yeah, exactly. The enthusiastic phase, it was not only for 1 year.
Yeah. When you talk about reporting, obviously, it's the idea or the image that most of people have when you speak about reporting is something that is not so fun and exciting. So, what's a commonly held belief about your role that you passionately disagree with?
When people are saying reporting, some of them are thinking only to accounting
Yeah, numbers.
and an Excel sheet with numbers
Mm.
based on the domain that they are working on. Yeah, also this is reporting, but the reporting in our days is more than this, I think, and especially in our environment and in telecommunication. And also in the digital, because we are doing reporting from all industries. I mean, it's not only, let's say, telecommunication, and we are following, I don't know, EBITDA, revenue, and number of subscribers. We are also having the sales, marketing. So there are lots of areas. There are supply chain, risk management. So it's more than only following the traditional telecommunication, let's say, scope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, definitely. I remember when other people challenged me to make a presentation about the scope of our team, what is reporting, what they are doing. Everyone had the image that they are doing Excel and VBAs, which maybe is normal from someone that is not that deeply inside of your business, of your job or your team. And then I'm happy to see the surprises on their faces when they hear what we are doing. Actually, that we are driving the innovation and we are following actually the future with the innovation, because working with the platforms, it means to migrate from the digital, from the traditional reporting to digital reporting, which is actually what we are doing. We are not following the old traditional reporting in Excel, and we are trying to follow the next step, which is the digital, and to use the all the digital tools. And when I'm saying that is, people maybe they don't know, but we are working with MicroStrategy. So for the top management, we are doing digital reporting in MicroStrategy, and we are the competence center. We are the pioneers. We think and we hope we are the pioneers for our customers in terms of digital transformation, because they have their own strategy in terms of transformation and digital transformation. And we are happy that we are the ones that are triggering this for them. And when they are going in their management discussion, they can show our work actually. If you ask me, reporting is finding the simplest way to visualize the data in order to take the right decisions in the right way at the right moment.
So, in other words, you are not doing it with the Excel, because that's mostly the idea that you get when you think about reporting. You think about Excel sheets and just a lot of numbers, but it is more with the dashboards that are easy to understand and that give more insights.
Exactly. Actually, I would lie if I would say that we are all fully digital. We are not that yet. We are in progress. I think we are in the middle of the way. And this is not done only by us in Bucharest. Now I'm talking for all our P2E community in all our service centers in Cologne, in Slovakia, in Bucharest. We are all doing reporting, but in different phases. And we are all working as the community to trigger this digital transformation for the customer. But because we are humans, we cannot do everything from one day to another. That's why we are doing a digital transformation, and we are doing it together with the customers. I mean, we are collaborating with them and agreeing when and which step we should achieve in terms of digital transformation. And here I'm not talking only about front end, because MicroStrategy, it's a front end tool which helps you to visualize data more easily in the interactive way. But on the other time, we are working also on the data sources to improve them in order to have the better connections and to trigger data quality to the front end.
That's interesting. And when you said we're not 100% digital yet, what is still there to do to reach this 100% digitalization of the reporting?
Well, definitely we have a pipeline with products which is exactly the scope of each customer.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own traditional reporting, which we always deliver for them, and we are in progress to finish this digital transformation, doing a migration for the Excel or PDF or traditional format to digital way, which is MicroStrategy or Power BI, it depends.
Mm-hmm.
So we are following, let's say, a timeline in terms of current business that we are doing for the customer to migrate to digital transformation. But in the same time, the customer has also his wish in terms of new products that don't exist in traditional format. And we are working also in parallel to develop them in MicroStrategy. And we are trying also to follow the future. I mean, we are connected also with colleagues from AI service. Actually, we are hosting and we are having also data scientists in Bucharest. And somehow we are trying to connect this front-end development and digital reporting also to the predictive analytics. And as I've said, to follow the future.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So there's also AI involved.
Yeah, this is actually completes the entire picture of what the customer needs.
That's really interesting. And when you speak about transformation and change management, of course, there are challenges that come to mind. So what are the challenges that your team have gone through and how did you manage to go through them?
Actually, the challenges, I think, they are the same as any team. If you are talking about platforms, not everything can go as you plan or as you have in your mind always. The technology wants more, and also the customer wants more, but also the individual and the developer or the employee wants more to do and to develop. So the challenges are, let's say, the normal ones, how you can transform in reality what the customer needs, maybe with some workarounds, but in the same time in a digital way and following the methodology of a platform. But I think it was harder in the pandemic period. So it's also something that was not depending to us because we've missed the face-to-face interaction also with the customer in order to feel the reality what he needs.
That's true. So the virtual communication did not help so much in this aspect to understand exactly what the customer needs. Are there other challenges that you personally went through since you started with this position and how you managed to get over them?
I would say that they're the usual challenges, which keeps you and adrenaline alert and not to get bored. So it's, I would say, day-to-day work. But as I've said, even if we have all the virtual technology to us, always the interaction with the people, I would say, is the one that brings the value added. So for me, it was very hard in the pandemic period, which took 2 years to create the connection also with the team, also with the customers, but also I've missed also, even if maybe in general in the past we said there are too many travels that we have to do, I've missed some interactions with my colleagues in order to keep the same level our collaboration. So I would say in only the pandemic period, it was very hard. Not because we didn't have the virtual technologies, but I think because of the times that we live, the uncertainty, the people having the, let's say, pressure, outside pressure about unknown situation, which actually the work helped us because we could not concentrate about what is happening outside when we were forced to stay in our houses. But I would say this was the most challenging period from my experience in general, not in terms of my position here, but as human as an employee in a company, working fully remote. I mean, we all know that now we like working remotely, but it's nice that, for example, as I'm today in my office, I can see my team members and I can really discuss very easy and very fast topics.
I like how you keep saying usual challenges. It's that's really
this is
a
how
great
I keep my
mindset.
motivation.
But this is really a great mindset because I'm trying to get some challenges from you, but you keep answering it's usual challenges. And I really love that mindset. So does it come from your passion about neuroscience and transformation?
Honestly, I found out that this is called neuroscience and so on because always I'm trying to find my motivation, thinking that is normal what you live.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I don't have so much time for this passion, but recently I found out some books, but also some blogs, and the Romanian actually neuroscientist that is doing this kind of podcast where you hear normal things that are happening from your
Mm-hmm.
childhood, and you think maybe it's something wrong on you, or how you were raised, or how your structure is. For example, why you are not a morning person is not. It doesn't mean that you are lazy.
Thank you.
There, it means that each person has a structure, has some in their neuroscience, let's say, or in the background. Each people is designed differently,
Mm-hmm.
and there are different cells in our and parts in our body that reacts differently. And in this kind of neuroscience, it's explained exactly from science point of view what is happening and what hormones are activated when, and all this process in your body. Yeah, so I'm following this scientologic, let's say, articles. And for
Mm-hmm.
example, it's very interesting is how you can get someone annoyed and keep yourself very zen. They are very
Oh,
interesting situation.
that's interesting. Is the podcast you mentioned available in English or only
I
in
think yes. I
Romanian?
think they have also a version in English. Yeah, and I will suggest to you after the podcast the name of the guy and also his YouTube podcast.
Super. Well, let's talk about your achievements. I know that you don't want to put the spotlight on you, but I want you to take this to take this platform to really talk about your achievements and what you could have achieved all of these years, either in telecom or in your life in general, so that we can be inspired by it.
Yeah, well, I think my achievement is that I think in 2 months I will have 5 years in telecom. So this is my achievement. I always look for a company where I can grow and also develop, not only in terms of myself personally, but in terms of having a playground for my team,
Mm-hmm.
which this is what I've missed in the past. On the other side, if I'm talking about business, they are not my achievements. I always this is how I also coach my team leads to do management because people are doing the efforts is their work. We are only giving some guidance. So if you would like some achievements in terms of business, everything what we achieved is done by them. So it's their effort, and I really, if they will hear this podcast, it's a recognition from my side to them that I really thank to them about all their efforts in all these years.
Mm-hmm.
The management, we always we have our wishes. We create strategies. We work with the customers to the strategies to future, what it means future, what it means future roles, what it means future profiles, future business technology. We challenge IT and so on, but we cannot achieve them without our people because actually they are the experts.
Mm-hmm.
We are only showing them the way.
Exactly. So being humble is part of the leader mindset you had. Are there other leadership traits that you think are very important in today's life?
Well, always I think people should empower their teams. For example, I always like to be in the background. You will never see me the first one on a stage. I'm always in the background of my people. And this is, I think, it's important because if you are not empowering them, they will always be shy and they will not have courage of their actions. They will, stay in a shadow. So
Mm-hmm.
empowering is the key, I think, and also um, encourage them speaking without being afraid that they will be judged.
So have some kind of trust within the team that if you ever
Exactly.
fail, it is
Exactly.
never something to be afraid of, right?
We are all failing. I mean, we see what is happening in the world. It means that people are failing in taking decisions or actions. So I don't think it's a problem if sometimes we are taking a wrong decision, if then we are focusing on solving it. And we are all supporting the team. I mean, also this is important. People need to not be afraid to do things wrong, because if they are afraid to do mistakes, it means they don't have support. So I think also besides empowering, also is the trust on your people and the support. They will always feel the freedom that they can do everything and take the right actions if they will have someone in the background to support them.
That's true. If this is not available in the team, then it's hard to come up with new ideas and be creative, right?
And don't make judgments on the first side. You never know someone what is having actually in the shadow, what story and what potential.
So we're still talking about the team, and to end the discussion, I want to ask you all together, what do you like the most about your team now?
Now I like that we are becoming again a team after 2 years. I mean, we were a virtual team. We are becoming again now also a real team in a hybrid mode, we know, but we are starting again to have connection with between us. So somehow I think that it's like we are restarting our relation after this 2 years, even if we've been in connection all the time. But I also had I have experienced a week ago. We had some face-to-face meetings, but also some time after working hours. And I said, it's the old life live again. And it was good for us because we have also a new office in Bucharest, which they all love it, how they look and so on. And they were surprised to see how much it developed in the 2 years. And it was a refreshed start.
It's also nice to see the improvement of the office, and it makes you maybe want to be there more often when there's greenery around and when there's more relaxed atmosphere, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it was great because we invited our colleagues from Cologne and also from Košice, from Slovakia. We invited them in Bucharest, and we had a full week with everyone. So we've been all the team here in Bucharest. I feel that hope other colleagues will not be angry on me what I said, but I feel that we are the most international team because we are all connected, and we are offering one to each other transparency, and we learn to work together in the last years. Maybe the pandemic also helped us, but we are really an international service line, and we are having a good collaboration across the countries.
That's cool. And in terms of mindset, that's what you would say you like the most about the team?
Yeah, also this, but also the partnership that we've created with the customers. We are working as partners with them. Yeah, we know their requirements and we are trying everything to achieve them. But in the same time, we are having a good partnership with them. So we are working close to our customers. Sometimes we are not feeling that they are customers. They are colleagues with us.
Nice.
So this is actually what we like.
That's really interesting when the customer feels like, your colleague and not anymore a customer. That's something to be proud of, yeah.
We did not include this question in the CSI survey, actually. I don't know how they feel, but this is how we feel actually when we work with them.
For the customer satisfaction index survey, right?
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Livia. It was really a nice conversation. Thanks for taking the time of your day to speak with me. And this has been a lot of fun, and I learned more about reporting. Thanks for sharing your team spirits with us as well.
Thank you also for inviting me.
So that's all, folks. Thanks a lot for tuning in to the DTSErs series and listening to Livia's experience. I hope you got inspired by her leadership style and change your view about reporting in DTSE. It is not just Excel sheets and VBA, it is much more than that. You or your colleagues in DTSE have an interesting story or experience that you want to share? Get in touch with me and let's get you the spotlight you deserve. Make sure to go to talks.dtse.group, subscribe to our podcast, and leave us a feedback.